Good afternoon, this is Schweitzer and looking at running a little video here that is how does my Mastery Connect page function with my class and my workbook, and how does it work online, not online. So first of all here, anybody who is online is going to use this page exclusively. Anybody who's in class will use this page exclusively. Everybody is considered to be an online learner, and everyone, a few people or some people are considered face-to-face. Just because you're face-to-face doesn't mean you're exempt from online stuff. I'll point out a few little exceptions here and there, but for the most part, if you're gone a day, you move online. If you're gone a week, you move online. If you're gone at all, if you're not gone, you're online. So everyone uses these resources and everyone should be aware of how they function. Once you got a good idea of that, then you're good to go. So the home page is here. It's got some really important information and then some other stuff going on. So how do I contact Mr. Schweitzer? That is a page in a module that you can click on and look at that options. Click here to enter Mr. Schweitzer's virtual classroom. So on Microsoft Teams, as long as you have a link and we go there at the same time, we will be able to meet. So this is the link where I will meet you. Doesn't matter what class it is, chemistry, physics, and this says chemistry, but it just doesn't matter. It's all the classes are the same. What do we do in class today? That might be an important link. If you miss 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, okay, now it's going to bring me to a list of a module with a list of classes in it, days, and you'll have to pick out which day you want. So I'll show you that module in a moment here. My schedule, which will be filled in. And then, of course, upcoming events. So we have in chemistry, we have a quiz test. I will put a date in here, but of course, they're proposed dates. I put in typically an update video. This video might be a good update video, just right off the bat. Typically speaking, when we enter into a new chapter, I might do an update video just to give you a highlight of what's going on and some upcoming dates. Anything new, or if there's labs, or anything else that I think you should know. And I'll put a little summary of the update notes below. When there's a second update video, this gets shoved down, and there'll be a second one up, another one on top of it. I don't have the date. So if you want to scroll down and see older update videos, it's all a matter of communicating and make sure and get it in a way as many ways as possible for you to be able to get and understand information. All right, so this class, you will find here upcoming events, but you will not find a calendar. So one of the skills we're really looking to push is for time management. So this is college level class. College level classes are not going to say day 1 do this, day 2 do that. No, they're going to give you a date for a quiz and test, and you need to get there. Here's the resources. I need to get to this quiz by this date. Now you can always go to what we did in class today and compare the two and see if you're on track. But as an online learner or anybody else, you could say, okay, here's a test date. I need to get there. We will be managing this to make sure you're on track, but it is something that we really focus on in this class. So let's go to modules and see what modules look like. Okay, this is a module-based class, so really you could just, if there was no home page, you could just run through a module, start to bottom, and you'd be right on track with us. So it's a linear module-based class. So anyways, the first one is what did we do in class today? Every time I have a class, I'm just going to post it here, and we'll get another page. I can't continuously update that link, so I'll just post to this day 1 and then or the module, and you can just scroll through and what day it is. Okay. All right. So next up we have here is class schedule and syllabus. So this is all kind of bookkeeping work here. The home page, introduction, syllabus. This is classroom rules and stuff. Online rules, expectations, Mr. Schweitzer's virtual classrooms. That's that link that I had talked about earlier. How do I contact Mr. Schweitzer? Right there. How do I calculate my grade? Really important. Doesn't maybe something you use every day, but this is important. What's a flipped task? That's something we'll talk about in a moment. How is my Canvas page organized relative to our class? This is what we're doing right now. This is the video for this particular page. All right, so I am going to place this video right here. So that being said, this is sort of some of the notes that I'm going to cover in the rest of this video. What do we need to know for this as far as modules are concerned? You could read those if you'd like, but I'm going to walk through it verbally here and visually. Let's go to a module and let's just kind of see where we have some of these terms in action here. So now, okay, so we have a laboratory section, which we'll be coming to eventually. But the first chapter is Introduction to Chemistry, or if it's physics, it's motion. If it's AP Chemistry, it's atomic structure. Okay, so you'll find that I'm using some terms over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, but what are they? Content. Okay, if it starts with content, that means it's something that you need to know. Actual content. There could be a video, there'd be something linking for knowledge for you to get. A task. Okay, what's a task mean? Task is something that you need to do. Okay, if you don't do it, you're missing out. And I typically run it off a page. A task could be a worksheet that we would do in class, page 9 and 10. So if you're an online learner, you need to do page 9 and 10. Okay, is it graded? No. It could be a retake ticket of some sort, but I'm expecting that this is something we're going to do in class, or it could be something that's assigned but not going to go in the grade book. Okay. All right, flipped content. So you could have a flipped content or a flipped task. We are always trying to create an independent learner, someone who is in charge of their own learning, and that is extremely important. More important than the chemistry here. So that being said, a flipped content is something that you should expect, that we're not going to cover this content in class, and you are going to be responsible for getting this content on your own. It's on page 11, and there's going to be content in here that you'll want to get. With that being said, there are also flipped tasks, which means that's something you got to do on your own. Okay, so in fact, this should probably be listed flipped task because this is a flipped section. Now, really, an online learner is just a flipped situation. They're always flipped. They're always getting their own information, unless they're on a Zoom call with me or something like that, Teams call. So anyways, so flipped content is something where I'm making you in charge of it. And we slowly start with little of this, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. All right, task. Again, that's just something that you are supposed to be doing. There's another term here I might call practice, okay? And that's not, I don't see one of those right here. So I'm going to mention it. What is practice? Literally, practice might be something that is just an extra sheet of a task, an extra task that literally we may not do in class. A task, we may or may not do this in class, but I mean, there's a chance I give you some work or whatever. We may not do it in class, but a practice sheet, we're probably not going to do in class. And it is literally just extra practice for you. Okay? So if this is practice, it's something that you think you need to know, you should take a look at it or use it as extra resource. All right, OA stands for online assignment. If you're an online learner, okay, and that can be one day a week, whatever, then this is your assignment. You have to do this. You're not going to be able, typically speaking, to be before a quiz. I need a check-in with you to see how you're doing. If you're not doing this, it's not designed to be long and not designed to be hard. It's a check-in moment that I need to see that you're on track. If you're not on track, then we need to hook up online and we need to talk. Okay. So this is a quick little self-check. And if you can do this, doesn't mean you can do the quiz. It's just a quick little check-in for me. Okay. All right. Of course, it says quiz 1, preliminary reflection quiz 1. Now it moves to a content. That means there was a quiz between here. I didn't create a page for the quiz. I might. Just FYI, there's a quiz here. A quiz would be done in class, and typically I would email out quizzes. All right. So with that being said, that's pretty much. So remediation would be for if you miss a test or whatever, online assignment, test, reflection. So if you take a test, you got to do reflection on it if you're online. All right, so that's for the most part how this online content works. We're going to have pages matching up with your workbook, so make sure your workbook's along with us. Preliminary quiz 1, there should be a page there, it's in there. And then just follow the workbook along, and a lot of these resources that are on these pages are actually QR coded in the workbook. Okay. So it's redundant here. And that's it. And then we move to our next chapter and we're ready to roll. Okay. Thank you very much.